Okay, welcome everybody to this teaser interview with Tim Berry. My name is James Schumark and I'm the CEO and co-founder of the Startup Race, and we're running an accelerator program for entrepreneurs around the world. And one of the tools that we require our entrepreneurs to use is LivePlan. So I'm very excited to have Tim Berry, the founder of LivePlan, who's going to be our guest speaker on the 15th of June at 7 o'clock. In the evening, so that's UK time. If you're watching us, if you're taking part from Argentina, I know one of my friends, Peter Mello, might be joining from Argentina. Then obviously you need to work out the time for you. So thank you for joining us today, Tim. And so just perhaps you could tell us a little bit about your background so people can understand your journey.
Thanks, James, and I appreciate the opportunity. This is fun for me. So, and yeah, you asked me about me. I was a journalist for 10 years, foreign correspondent from Mexico City. My wife and I had a few kids, and I discovered that money mattered, which was a surprise to me. I was an ex-hippie and wanted to change careers and get into business instead of writing about business. So I got myself a Stanford MBA and was working with consulting, doing business plans for some big companies. I did a lot for Apple Computer and for startups. And at some point, I realized that part of the business planning process is productizable, if I can coin a word. A lot isn't. You can't do the thinking. You can't do... but you can productize some of the mechanics, the financials and so on, which led me to start Palo Alto Software in the late 1980s. And I grew that thing very slowly because we could not spend money we didn't have. And I was enough ahead of my time back then that although I had a lot of contacts in venture capital and angel investment, nobody wanted to invest in me and in business planning software. Ooh. So I did it myself. We started with software that really got into the market in middle 90s. And by the year 2000, we were doing $5 million a year. At that point, I brought in venture capital. And then 3 years later, I bought them back out because we were doing too well and they needed us to sell the company in order for them to get their return on investment. So I said, you know what? I'll pay you back your investment.
I hope it wasn't too expensive.
there's sort of the story in a nutshell. That's 3 decades in what, 2 or 3 minutes.
Wow. And so yeah, you bootstrapped the business, and then you had orchestrated a management buyout. Wow, fantastic. So presumably you made some mistakes, but you've seen many other entrepreneurs over the years make some mistakes. And of course, LivePlan helps prevent some of those mistakes. Do you want to just tell us what you see entrepreneurs mistaking the most?
Yes, really, because I have a whole section on my blog about mistakes because I believe in mistakes. And the first thing I tell people as they get into startups is, look, first of all, you're going to make mistakes and you got to live with that. If you don't think you're going to, if you can't live with that, you shouldn't be running a startup. You shouldn't be trying because it's just humanity. It comes with the territory that people will make mistakes. Now, one of my biggest and most painful is I nearly lost Palo Alto Software for growth too fast, which sounds so counterintuitive. I had a fancy degree in MBA, so I should have known this, but when our software took off in the middle 90s, it was still physical product sold through stores. It was before the internet. And damn, you have to buy the stuff 3 months before you sell it. And then through channels, you get paid 6 months later. So we had this fabulous growth rate that we were celebrating, and suddenly, oh my God, we can't make payroll. So there's mistake number one is profits are not cash. And you have to run cash flow. And I did it myself. Another really common mistake I see all over the startup world now. I've been an angel investor for 12 years now. People have to realize that if you want outside investors, you're not going to have profits. You have to have growth. And throughout business, it's a choice. You focus on growth or profits, and you're not going to do both. And you know what? Investors don't give a damn about profits. They want to see growth.
And if you're going to be spending your profits on growth, then it's more acute that you manage your cash flow.
Absolutely, yes, and you need the slightest. We now, Palo Alto Software is now 30-some years old, but we aim for 2% profits, because beyond that, we say pulling out too much money, push it back into marketing. More, spend more for growth. Now, we don't have any outside money as of 20 years ago now, well, 18. So we have to be careful with it. So we need a little bit of profits. We can't lose money, but we want to grow. Yeah. Now, third mistake, I mentioned two. Third mistake that comes up all the time is don't try to be the lowest price offering in the market. That's such a mistake that so many startups do. You think, oh, if I can get this to market costing less than the competition, then I'll be successful. And you won't. 9 times out of 10, you'll just disappear in the beginning. Smaller companies, carve your niche and guard your niche and charge value and give value. So there's 3 quick common mistakes.
So I think the thing that makes it hard for entrepreneurs to charge a proper price is perhaps a lack of confidence, because they don't really have any track record. So does LivePlan help entrepreneurs to find that confidence, would you say?
Throughout my growing a company, we had to manage very closely because we didn't have stores of outside money. So it was very important. We couldn't waste. And the world is full of people telling you that if you spend this much money with them today, you're going to have that much money in 3 months. And most of the time it doesn't come true. So where LivePlan, the hidden part of LivePlan that people don't realize is the management. When you do your plan and then tie it into your bookkeeping, QuickBooks or Xero, you get automatic plan versus actual. And what you really want from a plan is like a GPS with real-time info. You've got a destination, you've got a route, and then you have real-time info of what's going on. So LivePlan helps everybody in a simple way set it down. And you don't have to do a big business plan. Forget, you can do it simple. You can be 5 or 10 pages plus numbers, but just set it down. And the reason is then you can track it. Then you can manage it. Now you have destination, route, and real-time information with the tracking. Now you manage it. That's the key. LivePlan isn't just the business plan. It does that great, but it's the management of the ongoing so that you refresh and keep it live every month. It makes that easy.
So the sat nav or the GPS analogy, I think, is a good one. So if you kind of take a wrong turn or the route ahead of you is blocked, the LivePlan helps you to recalculate a way, out of trouble.
And I can give you an actual real world example. In 2008, our sales, we do plan versus actual every month, and our sales were running along a little bit ahead of plan with comfortable growth. Like we were used to double-digit growth at that point. And suddenly in August, they fell to 30% below plan, just all at once. It was that great recession that we had. And then in September, they were down even more, all at once. So you think, oh, well, now my plan is useless. But no, the plan is actually the interconnection between all the different ways you get revenue and the different ways you spend, and a few bullet points on strategy and what have you. The plan becomes the dashboard of what to change. So we were able to look, okay, well, here's discretionary marketing expenses that we can't afford. Here's some that come, et cetera, et cetera. It's like when you have planning, it's like the net. When the acrobats go do their trapeze and they twist, they turn, and they land on the net distorts when they land with their weight, but the knots hold and the interconnections hold. That's business planning done well. And LivePlan is just a really powerful tool to do that. It's focusing on what can be product, what can be optimized through product, and it doesn't do your thinking, and it doesn't force you to do a big business plan. It just helps you to do what you need. If you do need the big business plan for investors, there's tools there. If you want just one-page summary and your financial projections, it's easy to do that too.
Well, I have been using LivePlan for about 4 years now, myself personally. And the thing I like about it is how quickly it enables you to get your cash flow forecasts, your profit and loss, and your balance sheet all worked out. You know, it's just a little bit of half an hour or so of inputting data, and then you've got a new forecast, a new set of financial documents. Absolutely, I've never seen anything like it out there. Anything else comes close, and a lot of people, you know, entrepreneurs who've not got an accountancy background really begin with this kind of stuff. So I think LivePlan is a fantastic tool. So we're just going to, I think, end there. Of course, people, if they want to hear more of your stories, if they want to gain more insights and learn from your experience and your wisdom, then hopefully they'll come along to our event on the 15th of June at 7 p.m. So the tickets are available on Eventbrite, and they're free. If you're a startup founder or if you're an angel investor who wants to get to know Tim, then this is an opportunity for you to do that as well. So thanks, Tim, for joining me for a short while today. I do appreciate it.
Thank you very much, James. Looking forward to it next week.
Awesome.